Hello, and welcome back to Live Boldly by Tila. And today we are diving into something that holds a lot of us back, and that is fear. So I feel like in the last episode, we kind of touched on it a little bit, but today we're going to talk about it more deeply, and we're going to talk about it in regards to jobs. We're talking about the fear of going after the job, the fear of putting ourselves out there, and the fear to tapping into the unknown. If you're feeling like you're not qualified, you're not good enough, you just don't fit the mold, then today's episode is for you. I think the first thing you have to do is acknowledge the fear, right? All of us have a little bit of fear in us, right? We all want to be like, I'm fearless, nothing gets me, but we all have a little bit of fear about certain things. And so I think the best thing to do is acknowledge it. We have fear, we're humans. Fear is an emotion that we all have. And being able to point out what is the fear, what is the thing that I'm fearful about. Recognize if you're feeling like you don't fit in, or you're not qualified, or you're not good enough, you don't have that skill, you're not pretty enough, whatever the case is acknowledging all of these things are common. Heck, many of us feel these ways a few times a day, myself included, so it's common to feel this way, and it's okay to feel this way. But then you got to snap out of it, okay? I want you all to think about your day and think about how many times throughout the day does your mind, something in your head, tell you, maybe not, maybe you shouldn't do this thing because of all the reasons, or you're not the one, you won't be chosen, you won't be selected. How many times do those negative thoughts rotate through your head throughout the day? Let's just take some time to just acknowledge that. Let's think about that. Is it a few times? Is it like 10 times a day? Is it every time you get out to try a new thing? Well, if that happens to you, it is time for you to reframe the message, right? It is time for you to shake that self doubt and those negative thoughts and turn them into positive. You think this will never happen for me? Change it to, why can't this happen for me? Why can't I be chosen? Why is it not my turn or my time for this thing? I think any negative thought that you have, you can rephrase it and put it into something more positive, and feel like you can be qualified. One of the things that I've learned recently, and it's just been profound to me personally, is that I have more skills than I thought I had, than some other folks around me may have. I think on my strive to continue to grow, acquire more skills, and do more things, I forget, or don't take the time to acknowledge how many things I already know how to do. Um, so, and this is not a knock on this person at all in any type of way, but I was looking for a freelancer to help me out with this YouTube channel, and I found one and paid her and all this and that. But I just thought, like, I have that skill too. I can edit videos. I can do graphics. We have so many apps and things to help us with this, creating logos, creating um, intros and outros and sound. And we have all of these tools that make being a graphic designer, being a whatever you are, so much easier. And I have access to those tools. And so I said to myself, girl, you need to do this, And I think the biggest thing for me at the time is I was thinking, oh, I'm just going to save time. But ultimately, it's something I can do myself. And right now, as this channel is growing, and you can like and subscribe and tell your friends to help me continue to grow. And as this channel continues to grow, I can add additional folks to help me out with different things to cut time later. But for right now, your girl got to cut and edit her own videos, okay? Sound, all that stuff needs to be on me, because I have those skills that I'm not utilizing because I just felt like maybe my time could be spent elsewhere. And also, it makes me think of, so I had a candle business. I ran a candle business for 3 years. And when I was running that business, I was my own marketer. I handmade all my products. I ordered my own inventory. I set up at farmers markets, craft shows. I did have a little help here and there with different aspects of it, but for the most part, I had all of the hats. I'm my own accountant. I was doing all of the things. And in that, that's when I learned like reach out for help, try to get some more people. So I learned a little bit from that in that regard. But sometimes you have to be your own everything, and that's okay too. And when it comes to the job market, think about all the skills that you have. Think about all the things that you've done. Your job application may say they want you to have managed like 20 people, maybe 40 people, whatever. Think about when you were working in fast food and you were the shift lead. That counts. That counts. You can say you managed some people. You know how many people running in and out of fast food over your course of the time that you were there? You can count those folks up, and you can probably have a good 20 people. So I think just not underselling yourself. Think about what you have done in your life. If you have public spoke, like if you're trying to get public speaking gigs and you talked to your church, that's a public speaking event. Put that down, write that down. I think we have to like stop undervaluing ourselves. Every time you do a thing, that counts towards your experience. Utilize that. When it comes to the job market, one of my coworkers actually told me, like these jobs, this is like a wish list. They want a person who has had 10 years of experience. They want a person that has done this, knows how to do this, uses this software. Blah, blah. These are things that they want, but may not necessarily disqualify you. And she also told me, and this is something I didn't even know, that there is like a minimum requirement spot on there. So if you don't fit the mold of all the other things, look at that minimum. Do you meet these minimum qualifications? Do you meet them and you don't think you meet them? Do you have related experience where if you tweak your resume a little bit, you could get in there? The other thing I think about it, there are millions of people out there applying for jobs that they are underqualified for. And you know what else? Sometimes they get them. And you know why they get them? Because they believed in themselves. They delivered themselves in the interview with confidence that they had the skills and they had the abilities, and they got the job. Now, sometimes, there are other line factors. I'm not going to lie. There are some other factors. But I think if you think for a second that you should apply for the job, you should apply for the job. If in your mind you can think of some examples of how you possibly could fit that line that says you must have 7 years of experience and maybe you got 6.5, round it up, apply for that job. Don't second guess yourself. So a couple of action steps for applying for those jobs is kind of like what I've already mentioned. Tweak your resume, find that job and line that job up with your resume and align those details and specifics about how you did these things. Next, you need to showcase transferable skills. Communications is number one for every job. If you got little communication skills, put that down. That counts. If you're organized, if you're good at working with other people, being a team player, put those things down. All of that stuff counts. In pretty much every job, you have some sort of team skill or aspect. So you can put that down. So just see how your skills can possibly align with those things and you apply for those jobs. And lastly, I think it's just about confidence. There are a lot of mediocre folks out here that believed in themselves, had that level of delusion, and did the thing. So I need you to live in a level of delusion when it comes to this job and apply for it and go out and get it as well. We hold ourselves back, right? Didn't nobody tell you that you can't get that job? You told yourself. You didn't apply for that job because you didn't feel like you were good enough and you didn't apply. But you don't know what they would have said had you actually applied. Maybe you got some jobs saved in your LinkedIn cart. Go in there, stop reading the requirements, and submit for that job. I just recently did it, guys. There's a job for the city that I'm not 100% sure that I qualify for, and they haven't called me. We don't know what's going to happen. I'll update you guys, but I said, you know what? I'm going to apply. I think I'm close. I'm close to these qualifications, and anything I don't know, I know I can learn. So I'm going to go ahead and put my name to the pile too. And we'll see what happens. So you are not alone. If you are thinking about it and you're like, Tila she doesn't know what she's talking about. She hasn't done this. She's probably not. We're in the same boat. I've applied, you applied, and we can tell each other what happened afterwards. Okay. So I would not tell you to do something that I have not done or am not willing to do. Trust and know that, guys. And in closing, I just encourage you guys to step out of your comfort zone, stop questioning yourself, believe in yourself, and know that you are qualified for any job opportunity out there. If it aligns closely with something that you really want to do, apply, try. You just don't know until you try. When I was first getting into the TV world, I applied to like 100 jobs. I BS you not, 100 jobs. I kept an Excel spreadsheet with the company, the date I applied, whether I got a call back, an interview, whatever. I organized like 100 jobs. And that's kind of what it is out here in these streets. Sometimes you got to apply for a ton of jobs, get a ton of no's, a lot of closed doors, and then you get the opportunity because what's meant for you will be for you. And then I got one last thing I want to, or quote, rap, whatever, is this song. I know Chance is on it. I can't remember the artist, but Chance, the rapper, is on it. And he says, I'm gonna post a shitty ass selfie on IG and I don't care if anybody likes it or likes me. I love that line. I'm like, because we know there's sometimes when you want to post some stuff, but you're like, oh, what are people gonna think or say? Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna post it. Post it and get you a little like affirmation, a rap lyric, whatever you need to encourage you to post it or do the thing or apply for the job. And that's a little Tila tip for you, okay? But I thank you guys for watching these videos, and some of them I know are some struggle videos, but I told myself I am going to be consistent. I'm going to post and I'm going to keep posting, and y'all are going to hold me accountable. If I don't post that video on Tuesday, y'all ask me, Tila, where that video at, okay? And we are going to be on it consistently for the rest of the year and into the new year and see what happens with this YouTube channel. Once again, I appreciate you guys taking some time out of your day to watch this video, whether you watched it all or some of it. I thank you. Thank you for the likes and the encouragement. Um, the encouragement. I appreciate all of it. And until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and I'll see you in the next video.